once again, and welcome back into the Night Night Lighthouse. Lovely to see you. Hope everyone's doing well. Bloody hell, it's hot. Not happy about this. It's far too hot. Warm and humid, and you can't be arsed, and it makes you tired, and oh, God. I hate the summer. I'm sorry to sound miserable, but I hate the summer. Even here at the lighthouse, next to the sea and the sand, and it's all sunny. Don't care. I like it when it's cold, wet, and miserable. At least then I can wear the same t-shirt 2 days in a row. Anyway, so what are we up to today? Let's talk about death. I think it's about time we did. We're all grown-ups here, and if you're not a grown-up, you shouldn't be listening to this. If you are a grown-up, you still shouldn't be listening to this, but you're here now, so you may as well carry on. Yes, death. We're going to talk about death. Don't know why. You asking why? I don't know why. Why not? It just occurred to me to talk about death. I think it was because, right, and there's a bit of a roundabout way I got there, but at the back of this lighthouse, there's basically a big shed. And in that shed is all sorts of shit. You know, the shit you accumulate in your sheds, in your garage. Old pots of paint. You've half used a pot of paint. You think, oh, I won't throw it away. I might need it to touch up later. You put the lid back on, probably not tightly enough. You put it on a shelf in the garage or whatever. You forget about it. There it is, 5 years later. It's rock solid. You can't be arsed throwing it away. It's actually part of the garage now. It's part of the structure. It's fine, just leave it. So I determined to get that in order, to tidy it all out. But then I've realised, well, actually, what's the fucking point? Because at some point, hopefully fairly soon, we're going to have that shed pulled down and put up a new one. Because the one that's there right now, frankly, it's a bit of an eyesore. So why bother making it better now? What's the point? And in a roundabout way, that got me thinking about death. Bear with me, I know they sound like a non-sequitur, but that shed's going to go. So what's the point of making it better? The shed's going to die. Same in life, we're all going to die. Think about that point. It's the midpoint point, the 40s midpoint point, where it's kind of like, nah, can I be bothered getting fit now? I'm going to die anyway. And of course, the answer is yes, I must get onto it immediately to lengthen the time until I die anyway. But why bother? You're kind of thinking, why bother? I want to go and study something new. I want to go back to university and study something meaningful. Fuck it, why bother? By the time I'm finished, I'll be mid-40s almost. What's the point? Wrong attitude. That's a low point, but nonetheless, it got me thinking about the impending nature of death. We're all gonna die. Do you know what I mean? Even the young people are going to die. It must be weird when you are much older, knowing that you're that much closer. I wonder if it's something you actually think about. I wonder if you actually go to bed thinking, this might be the last time I go to bed. Wouldn't that be a strange thing? It'd be like the last day at school. This is the last day I'm going to school. It'll be a bit like that, but worse because you're going to die. I don't feel scared of death. I think even if I knew it was coming really soon, I wouldn't necessarily be scared of it. You just want to put things in order, wouldn't you? But I would like the opportunity to put things in order. This is something that concerns me. You know, if you get a sudden pain tomorrow and you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, and then you have to go for tests and you get some bad news. You know, you get some bad news. You haven't got long left. At least then you can get home and wipe your hard drive. Because that's the first thing we're all thinking. I don't care what you say. Forget about bank accounts and making a will and, oh, I better cancel my mobile phone contract. Bollocks. Straight onto the computer, delete your internet browsing history. Do they check when you die? Do they look back through things like this? I doubt they do. I suppose so long as you don't die suspiciously. That would be the worst thing. Because if you die suspiciously, they're really going to rake over the coals of your last few weeks, aren't they? They're really going to go digging to try and work out what happened. So they're going into everything. They're going into your emails, into your internet history, going into your, all your subfolders in your computer. Now, I must stress here, I have nothing in the subfolders of my computer, or indeed anywhere, which is too bad. I'm just illustrating a point. But nonetheless, Jesus Christ, imagine that, not knowing and having no time to prep. Now, some people would say that's the better option because there is no fear then. It just happens. It just happens, it's gone. The moment's gone, and there is no moments more. Well, or is there? I mean, we'll come to that. But I can't help but feel that having a bit of time to prepare is good. I mean, yeah, you obviously want to say goodbye to loved ones and all that. But first thing I'm doing is logging onto my computer. Yeah. Running CCleaner. Downloading the latest version of CCleaner and running that fucker is the first thing I'm doing. And then I'm going to just go and tell people, oh, by the way, got some news. No, we're not going on holiday. Guess again. Go on. No, didn't get a promotion at work. Definitely not. Definitely not. Quite the opposite, in fact. No, I didn't get fired either. No. Probably worse again. Keep guessing. And nobody would want to make that guess. Nobody would want to guess that. You're not dying, are you? You got it. You got it. It's never going to happen. That conversation's not going to happen. So you will have to actually sit the people down and tell them, which probably is quite difficult. So maybe just email them. Just email them. That's probably simpler. WhatsApp. Get a group together. Just get them all in. Your friends, the people you work with, your mum, your wife. Just get the big WhatsApp group going and just mention it. Maybe do it via emojis to lessen the impact. So a little picture of a man or a lady, a little picture of like the death's head, and then a gravestone. All of which I think you will find is in your Android emojis files. Not sure about iPhone. Apple might have gone a different way. I wonder if like Hallmark do cards for this. It might be like in if you mention going into the card shop and they got the rows, birthdays, and then they go like the further back in the shop you go, they get a little bit more somber and serious, don't they? So, birthdays are at the front and there's balloons and there's teddy bears and shit. And then a little bit further back, it's sorry to see you go, good luck in your new career, those type of cards. And then you go a little bit further back and sorry for your loss, which are actually the most difficult cards to choose. Because birthday cards, let's face it, just fuck it, whatever. Does she like cats? Well, I think I saw her stroking a cat once. That'll do. Cheers. Brilliant. Oh, whoa, this one's £4. No. Does she like dogs? No, she hates dogs. Oh, are you sure? Because that's £1.50. Are you sure? You're sure. Okay, fine. Blank card it is then. One of those just like nondescript ones with a vase of flowers on the front and nothing printed inside. Go with that. Fine. £1, those ones. But I wonder if further back in the card shop, I've never gone further. I've never had news bad enough that I've had to go further into the card shop than the sorry for your loss cards. But there is another corner. I don't know what that corner is. Maybe it's the sorry for your news cards. Sorry to hear you're going to die soon. Which could be quite abstract, couldn't it? Because we're all going to die soon. I wonder if it might be an hilarious prank if I bought one of those cards and then just gave it to my wife. Sorry to hear you're going to die soon. And she'll be like, what? What have you heard? Where's this from? And I'll go, well, we're all going to die soon. In the grand scheme of things, it will be hilarious. I'm sure she'll see the funny side. I'll let you know how it goes. So maybe we can make a card which is, you could give to people, sorry to say, I'm going to die soon. And there could be a little blank space where you could fill in the cause. Sorry to say, I'm going to die in blank space weeks from blank space, full stop. I will not miss you. Delete as applicable. Just a thought. If you're listening, Hallmark, I want 10%. So I'm not scared of death. When it comes, I'll deal with it then. But like I said, I wonder if I'll get the heads up. But I can see, just a nice, quick, sharp boom. Whatever that boom is, would be unforeseen and hence not stressful, or a minimum amount of stress. I mean, you'd hate to be in pain. You'd hate to die conscious and in pain. And if you're listening to this and something like that's happened to your loved ones, I am sorry. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm just talking about it. But I can only imagine it's horrible. But I don't know which is best. Funerals are funny things, aren't they? Been to a few funerals, I'm sure we all have, and it depends how you take them. Because sometimes they're a great big celebration. Obviously, they're always sad, but sometimes they're more of a celebration than others. I've had a good laugh at quite a few funerals. Not in the church, I should say. Not at that moment. Not in the pews at the church. I seldom laugh in that circumstance. But at the do afterwards, the wake, good buffet, hopefully. Usually you see some people you've not seen in a long time. You might have a couple of drinks. I've had some great times after funerals. And I think I know that sounds callous, but I think you all know what I mean. The very fact that is happening after the marking of someone's death makes you feel more alive. You're probably more receptive to enjoying yourself then than at many other times in your usual existence. Nothing makes you feel more alive than not being the one in that box. But I wonder who will come to my funeral. I think like a few years ago, it would have been a well-attended do. But now, it probably will be. I've lost a few people over the last few years, so that's whittled the numbers down a bit. Lost touch with a few people, as you do. Not to say they wouldn't attend, but they may not even be aware until months after the fact, you know? I imagine, I almost guarantee my wife will outlast me. She does in most regards. I am seldom able to satisfy her sexually. She outlasts me there. I can eat more than her, though, which is a great achievement. But in life, ambition, determination, and brains, she outguns me every time. So I cannot believe that my clock will last longer than hers. I hope, and in fact, I'm going to try and put it in my will, that when I croak, I want her to podcast my funeral. I want the final episode of the Night Night Lighthouse to be my funeral. And you can all listen and laugh. And I think that'd be a good send-off. Thing is, right, when you go to any of these kind of events, I mean, yes, usually you see people you've not seen in a while, but usually you also see people you just can't be asked having to deal with, but you kind of have to go through the motions, tell you, oh, I'm fine, all that bullshit. I wouldn't want them at the funeral. If I'm looking down at my funeral and I see them, I'm going to spit on them. But I don't think ghost spit could land on people's heads. I think it would just pass through or something like that, which is a shame. At funerals, they always have to do a reading, and the reading is usually a poem or something of that nature, which it is at least claimed the deceased enjoyed. It's usually something soft and poetic and meaningful about the passing of the seasons, and the rose must give way to the ground to once again grow in the new season as the sun sets after the dawn and the winter months melt away to the new generation of life. That type of thing. I got nothing like that at all. When I hear those things at funerals, I struggle to concentrate on them. I don't know what it is. Stuff like that. It just mushes my mind. I'm in the moment at the funeral and I want to go along with the ride, but it just washes over me, that stuff. When it comes to my funeral, I got nothing like that. I don't know what they're going to read for me. They're going to struggle. They are going to have to just read out Batman. They're going to have to. I want them to get a projector at the church and just panel by panel work their way through Batman Year One. That's what I want them to do. I want them to work their way, panel by panel, through Batman Year One, bit by bit, just eke your way along. Everyone just bored out of their fucking tree. That's what I want. That's a decent send-off for me. And it's like, they always have to go through, he enjoyed gardening. And, he's a big fan of maintaining his car. The vicar's saying these things as if he knew you, or knew the deceased, which inevitably he didn't. Obviously, he's been fed these things by the family. And the family's choosing the things that they feel is suitable for a funeral. You never get to hear, he's a right cunt when he was drunk. You never get to hear that. He liked to drink. He liked to drink. Cheeky wink. And the priest was like, and everyone giggles a little bit and he goes, but he did get quite aggressive. He was an aggressive drunk. That never happens. So I want my funeral to be honest. I don't like gardening. Don't talk about those wholesome things. You know, you don't have to go into my preference of porn, but, you know, he liked lying on the sofa doing fuck all. Do you know what I mean? That's fine. He liked playing Turrican. He ate too many pastries. That's fine. Just go with that. Just be honest. Just be honest. It's fine. We do have an obsession with death. And that's natural because obviously we live our experiences and when we die, that ends. So this, whatever this is, ends. Or does it? We'll talk about that. But here's an interesting theory about zombies. I don't actually watch The Walking Dead. I keep meaning to catch up on it, but never quite do. But how about this for a theory? The fact we are so interested in zombies is a fantasy, in the same way vampires are. Being a vampire is to be immortal. To be a zombie, in a way, is immortality. Why do we hunger for that if we believe in anything beyond life? I put it to you that maybe we don't. Our lack of belief in heaven means we want more. The only way we can get more. The only way we feel we can get more. In fact, we don't feel we can get more. But that's the fantasy we prefer, is prolonging our time here. We don't even fantasize about going to heaven. There is no fucking successful TV miniseries about going to heaven. Or maybe there is and I haven't watched it. Vampires are everywhere. Walking Dead's hugely successful. Life beyond death means a lot more life here. Now, you could say that's just the artist's choice because they don't know how to depict heaven in an interesting way. And to present extended life here on Earth means we can just carry on playing by these rules. Maybe that's true, but I don't think so. None of us want to die. We don't want to die, but we know it must happen. If we could stave it off, we would. I think I'd like to be a vampire. It'd be great fun. But I wonder where your morals would lie. If you could elect to become a vampire, and to be a vampire means to kill people, to extend your own life, would you do it? If you could kill someone... All right, how about this? Moral quandary. Asking you a question now. If you could kill someone and it was guaranteed to give you an extra 10 years, would you do it? Would you hunt down and find someone who's fucking evil, nasty piece of work, hurts other people and, oh dear, what a piece of shit. And you knew you could get away with it, so it's not 10 extra years incarcerated. Would you do it? How about for 5? What's your time price? How much extra life would you have to buy yourself to kill another person? If you could kill, let me see now. Okay, there's a serial killer. Let's say there's a serial killer. People are disappearing in your neighborhood, and they were turning up days later in pieces in various sites around your neighborhood. And you knew who it was. Would you kill them for an extra 10 years life? And would it be 10 years? Would you do it for an extra 5 years? I suspect it depends what point along you are. If you're young now and the end of your life seems so far away, maybe not. But if you were older... Okay, how about this? I know you've only got another 5 years left, but I will grant you an extra 10 if you kill that person. I wonder if we would do it. I think a lot of people would. I do. I think myself, I'm tempted right now. I'm not going to lie. And I wonder, I wouldn't do it for an extra year. Maybe I would. Maybe I would for that serial killer. But then it gets complicated because you're thinking, okay, if I kill that serial killer, I take away the justice for others. They're not going to see him stand trial. What do you think? Get in touch. Let me know. In these circumstances, what would you do? And what is your price? So, we all die. We've established this. If you didn't know, I'm sorry to break it to you. What comes next? There's a lot of different theories about this. Some people think that's the end, and some people don't. Actually, there's only 2 theories about this. Goodbye. No. I really would like to believe and have the comfort of believing that there was more afterwards. But I don't think there is. I'm sorry. I wish I didn't feel this way. I wish I could tell you different, but I think this is it. So you got to make the most of it and all that. But if you could genuinely believe, as many people do, and maybe you do, that there is existence beyond, be it reincarnation or heaven or hell or whatever, why are you getting so stressed about stuff? None of it's important, surely. You're going to get another roll of the dice, or you'll go to a better place and none of it means anything. So I wonder if people do genuinely believe it in their bones. Hunger is more than a belief. It's just ingrained into us. I was hearing something the other day about your intrinsic reaction to a lion or a bear. Even if that lion or bear is behind bars, there is a respect there. Yes, obviously, on an intellectual level, you know it's a big fucking animal and it's very strong and it's dangerous. But it's more than that, because logically you know it's behind bars. But behind bars, it's doing time. It's been done. That bear swiped one too many picnic baskets. There's There's a more vivid reactions because we are hardwired to be cautious of these vicious animals. Because vicious animals, a long time ago, were fucking vicious and dangerous to us. They weren't behind bars. That's an ingrained reaction. That's more than your mind. That's deep. That is the same as hunger. It's just in there. So I wonder if if faith can be as deep as that. Now, obviously, if you have faith, you would say, of course, because that faith was given to you by a greater power, I suppose. But then why be stressed and worried about stuff? You'd be welcoming death, surely. Interesting. I wonder what heaven would be. I wonder what heaven would be for you. I wonder if everyone gets their own private heaven, or their own version, or their own perception of it. I bet it'd be a fucking dirty place. I bet some horrendous things go on there. If you could pick your own heaven, who wants to sit on a fucking cloud playing a harp? Nobody likes harp music. I've never known anybody who plays the harp. I knew one once. Welsh teacher in my primary school. She was a bitch. She was a famous bitch. My mum had it out of her. I remember. My mum had a kick off of her. But she was a vile woman. Maybe I just associate the harp with her. Nobody wants that. Fucking eternity playing harp, being all serene in a white gown. Fuck off. Whatever you're enjoying in your life at the moment, I bet it's not that. You're watching Breaking Bad again. I hope they've got that in heaven. Somehow I suspect they don't. You just got a new girlfriend and you're banging all the time. It's fucking brilliant. That's probably frowned upon in heaven. You eat shit food. Heaven's going to be all celery. I bet all there is to eat in heaven is celery and white things. Celery and rice. Mayonnaise. That's it. Fuck that. Fuck that all to hell. What do you think they're doing in hell? Well, they're probably getting sodomized with flaming hot coals. I suppose that's no fun either. We need a middle ground where you can watch Breaking Bad, get laid, eat pizza. Brilliant. Lie on the sofa, scratch your nuts. Oh, that's the world, isn't it? Shit. You better make the most of it then, everybody, because your time's ticking. Tick, tock, tick, tock. You've spent about half an hour with me. You're never going to get that back. You fucking idiot. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, I'm laughing at you. Oh, God. All you people listening to this have just lost half an hour of your life. Oh, shit. So have I. Doing this. Oh, fuck. Right. I better get going. Better watch some Breaking Bad and have a quick wank. I will see you next week. Thank you very much for listening. Hit the subscribe button. If you're on the iTunes type way, leave me a review. I don't know why, but apparently it's important. I like reading things about myself. It makes me feel important. But apparently leaving reviews helps algorithms and Googleness, both of which are very important to me. Very important to me. Tweet at me. Lighthouse Andy or Dogged Dialogue. Just tweet me. Hit the website. You'll find other things there. You'll find how to contact me. You can send me an email through the website. Please do. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how much it would cost you in additional lifetime to murder someone. Because that's a pretty big barrier to break. That's a pretty big taboo to cross, to kill someone. For a price, that's effectively a hitman. But don't forget they're shit. They're bad people. And you're a good person. I know because you're listening to this. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, your thoughts on the afterlife, who would be at your funeral. These are all fascinating topics. Hit me up, hit subscribe, write me a review, tell your friends, come back again to the lighthouse, beside the sea, beside the sea. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
You make sure we're properly dead before you start.